Yeah, hi. I think a couple of the scenarios are already covered, but I'll make it very simple. So our first preference is defense. So my son will be writing stage two defense. We are in catchment, and our
Hmm.
second preference is Sutton schools. So he cleared he cleared Sutton Grammar School and Wellington. He didn't clear Wilson's. So
Yeah,
by around a mark or something. So I do
yeah,
understand he will be around 850 or something. Our third
yeah.
preference is St. Olive's, which he will be writing stage two. So a
Right.
quick question here is that if we move, let's take after March 1st from in catchment to in catchment in defense. Let's take we are already in catchment in defense. Now we
Hmm.
move to in catchment to SM1 postcode, which is also in catchment of defense, but we will
Yeah.
overlap the in catchment for Saturn, which will be our second preference because I assume we'll based on the statistics I've run, I can see he will get in waiting list in Wellington, and it is more chances if I move in catchment. So
Yeah.
do you know if we move two things? First thing is that if I move after March 1st, I do understand from other parents that that's fine with certain council. Okay, I've seen them accepting it, but that's not
Yeah.
fine with Tiffins. But Tiffins in catchment to in catchment, do we have an issue?
If you are within Tiffin's catchment and moving into the different address, like you said, SM1, then there won't
Yes,
be any issue
yes.
with the Tiffin's council because you are still
Okay.
part of the council boundary, right?
Yes, that's if it's after March 1st, let's take from
But
Surrey
there,
Council.
but
Yeah,
but there
go
is a
on.
catch, one which you need to assess because
Yes.
when the distance factor kick in, let's say your kid and another kid has got the equal marks, right?
Yeah.
Then the distance factor kicks in, and whoever is the near one will get the place.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you
that's
you
fine.
yeah,
My only question is on rejection of a change of address after 1st of March, whether Surrey Council or Surrey schools or Tiffins, they simply reject the address move after 1st March because they consider this is more of bending the rules and moving nearby
correct.
school rather than the actual circumstances. So was there
Uh,
any kind of experience like whether how the school perceive this, because though the kid might be qualified, they may simply reject it because they see it as bending rules rather than the actual necessity of moving.
Correct. So this is the special scenario, Manmohan. I think I will advise to talk to the council directly. We are not expert in this specific category because I don't know any parent who has done it in past. Most of the parents actually moved into the Tiffin's catchment and just stayed there for a year, and then after that it was fine. To be honest,
I
so
would
I
like
don't.
a couple. So from Reading School, I don't know if it's exactly the same scenario as yours, but we have had boys removed from the school
Correct. Yes.
after
Even
they've been there a while. So just like Gaurav says, you must get it from the horse's mouth. Excuse my idiom there, but you need to hear it from the real person
correct.
and not anybody else.
There is definitely a lock-in period which most of the schools look into. To be honest, Manmohan. So
My
you need to.
daughter's school is a year. You
Hmm,
can't move. You've got to be there before August and you've got to be there for a year after they start.
correct, and that's true for a couple of even Bucks grammar schools as well. So yeah, you need to directly talk to the council, and
Yeah.
then I think it should help you out. Okay, thank you, Vivek Vidyarthi.
Yes, thanks, Gaurav. So yeah,
Uh,
we are actually in Poland right now. Our son was able to give the CSSE exam. He scored nicely, 387. We are hopeful for cakes as such, but the thing is, like, we are in Poland still, and we are moving in there on 31st October. We have
right.
finalized a place as well and hope to get the lease agreement done with the start
Hmm,
date of 31st October. So we should be able to fill the CAF form with the Essex Council. Everything should be smooth hopefully after that, but the eventuality or the plan B, so if we have to fill in the other schools like the kegs, after that should be full in the Colchester as the second option, which is like 1 hour. Our target area is definitely Chelmsford where we would like to stay, and
hmm,
then the Westcliff, the South End, and maybe the partial selective one, which is like the I think the Thomas More and Shrewsbury's, or a comprehensive school. As I was just listening to your conversation with other parents. I thought maybe I should check with other comprehensive school, and there is one Billow Park in Chelmsford as well, which is offset rating is at least outstanding. So a bit confused in terms of like other options apart from kegs that we should fill in, if you can help us out.
Uh, Definitely, after CACs, Colchester, Royal Grammar is the best one. Definitely go for that. Southend is very well connected with Chelmsford. I know a lot
Okay.
of kids goes from Chelmsford to Southend, so that is another option could be.
Okay.
Westcliff, I don't remember there is a direct train. I think do we have Vipul or any other parent in the workshop? Their kids are going in Westcliff, so they might answer it. But again, as every parent said, Vivek, go for one local comprehensive school.
Mhm.
Don't worry about the Colchester being 40 minutes away from Chelmsford, because I know a lot of parents who are living in Chelmsford
Mhm.
in CM2 or CM3, which is more closer to the Colchester. I think
Mhm.
I need to find out exact postcodes to be honest, but there are a lot of places which are kind of outskirts of Chelmsford, and
Mhm.
their connectivity with the Chelmsford railway station and their connectivity with the Colchester is very good. So it's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes away from Chelmsford, that place. Your kid can take the coach,
Okay.
which just go on the high skirts and directly go to the Colchester. So that will be, I think, another option. Uh, you already talked about Westcliff and Southend. So yeah, another
Yeah.
good option. One comprehensive. Yeah, definitely makes sense to me.
Okay. And the other partial selective one, which is again in the South End area, I think,
Yeah,
not in Chelmsford, which is like Thomas More, I think, and the
yeah.
Shrewsbury.
Thomas More is good school. I've also
Okay.
heard quite good feedback about Thomas More. Even Shubri Nesh is also good. Uh,
Okay.
but again, have one local comprehensive.
Okay. So we'll put in Billow Park somewhere down below.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And just wanted to understand in terms of the CSSE scores, this time it looks to be like the scores are on the higher side compared to the marks maybe the last year. Uh, are the chances of the cutoff remaining the same, or will it be any different, or majorly different from last year's cutoff?
Sorry. Let me. I think unmute Vinith. Vinith sir, can you take this question? I think because he
Yeah, so I
great.
mean, with regard to the cutoff, I mean, the kids have definitely scored. So the cutoff would move depending on how many kids actually put the preference for the different schools. You would have gotten, I mean, if once you apply, I mean, you kind of from CSSE when the marks comes in, you also get a indicative banding. So if you are in the green band, you would definitely get in, but it depends on the score. So they do look at the current scores as well as, I mean, the scores from previous, and try to standardize there. In terms of the comprehensive that you were talking about from Bewley Park, that's a very much oversubscribed school. So you need to make sure you're living in the Bewley Park area if you want to get in there.
Oh,
1.25,
okay.
1.2 miles away we are.
I mean that's
Bewley Park actually.
sorry.
We are 1.2 miles away from Bewley Park based on the current place that we are going to finalize. I'm not
Right.
sure
I mean,
whether.
I mean, this is just what I know about. I mean, people who are living in Bewley, depending on the year you're applying and the kids that are applying, sometimes, I mean, people who are in Bewley may also not get in. So it's a very oversubscribed school. So the more
Okay.
closer you are to the school, the better your chances.
Okay. What is the alternative, Vineet, if you can suggest, please?
Which area in Chelmsford are you moving into?
CM2 Peel Road,
I mean, the CM2.
I think.
It's the
Is it Springfields?
other side, Vinith.
Is it
Yeah.
Springfields?
Other
Yeah.
side is yeah.
So if it is Springfields, I mean, you do have Give me 1 second. I mean, there is definitely one more school. Boswell is an okay school. I
Okay.
mean, quite a few kids go in there. I mean, the two other schools which are good one would be Chelmer Park. Sorry,
Uh,
Chelmer Valley. That's a good school, and that specializes on science and technology. If that's where your child is looking into.
mhm.
Uh, Yeah, I mean, in terms of, I mean, going to Westcliff or South End, I mean, you have good connectivity from Chelmsford, so CSSE runs transport lines.
Mhm.
So, I mean, Chelmsford in that sense is pretty central.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we should be covered, I guess. I hope. But I did not understand what is this green band that you were referring, Vineet.
On the CSSE score, when the scores comes in along with the letter, you get indicative banding where they say if the child is the scores between this, it's in the green band, scores between certain ranges are in amber, then you have red. So if it's in the green band, then it's a certainty that the child would get in.
Oh, okay. Actually, we are in Poland, so we have still not received our post yet. But I'll go check my mailbox then.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks.
you, Vineet.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Vivek.
Thanks.
Faisal?
Hi,
Hi, Faisal.
hello. Actually, I have a query regarding two queries. My son's score meets the only when we are in catchment in Kent. Okay, which I had got that query answered in when other parents have asked.
Yeah.
The other query is if I am moving, okay, by mid of November. Okay, so do I need to fill the form with my local London authority, or I need to directly fill the Kent authority CAF form? That is
No,
one
but
query.
31st is the last day, Faisal. So wherever you are based by 31st, fill the form there.
Mhm. Okay, then afterwards we need to inform
Your new
to
country.
okay, new
You,
country that we are
you-
filling.
exactly. You might need to, the new county also might ask you to basically update the old county, but
Mhm.
you need to keep your new county also updated. So it's better to actually talk to both of these and get the
So again,
proof.
I need to fill the CAF form in
No, you don't need
Kent
to fill the
also.
form.
Just we need to
No, no.
inform them that I have
Correct.
submitted CAF form in London county, and I have
Correct.
moved into new address.
Correct. It is their
Okay.
responsibility to basically update the record for you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and
Thank
one more
you.
query is mostly the schools which I am giving in a priority. Okay, for example, if I want to try Dartford Grammar School, definitely the score is not meeting. Okay,
Yeah.
The cutoff score. So even if I don't know whether I may come down this time, it may come down or may go up. So if I'm
No,
giving
it,
first
it
preference,
will it
that
will
one.
go up. It will go up this side, Pheasant.
Okay. So then I'm it's a best to give Wilmington as the first preference, and
Yes.
so on, whatever the
Correct.
preferences.
Correct.
Right, that there are higher chances that he will be getting into Wilmington.
Yes.
Okay, and there is last question, that is Chesham. If what is the percentage of intake? Because one of my friend daughter has cleared, but unfortunately they are not moving by 1st of September. Now they are moving. What is the percentage of intake in the second round? Is there anyone who has any idea that how many students they can take after March?
Roughly, it's again Pheasant depends schools to school, but the list normally moves down 10 to 15 to 20 kids. Even that's the same able for all the super selectives as well. I've seen like 20 or 25 kids normally drop even the super selective because they either go to the independent schools or go to the other higher priority one in their list based on their circumstances. So it's all depends. It's all vary. There is not a single bullet which can answer your question.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Thanks, Gaurav. That's it.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Now,
Thanks a lot.
sorry, we need to rush. Now your turn.
Hi, this is Mohan.
Hi, Mohan.
I have one question. My county is giving only the 3 options to fill in the CAP form. My son has cleared all the 3 schools in the certain. and
Mhm.
he also got a good score in the Kent. But
Mhm.
we live in both counties out of catchment forest.
Yeah.
So how possibility it is? I mean, like if I fill all three in the Sutton,
Mhm.
will he get at least one school if he?
Yes, if he is the top, he's in the top, let's say 200 list for every single school. So it all
Uh,
depends where
uh-huh.
your kid is actually in the sorting order of scores, and based on that, the places will be allocated. I won't recommend going with three certain schools, but again, it's your decision.
Okay, in case if I move to the Kent,
Yeah.
I am sure he's going to get all the good school. I see that your previous question answers. So
Yeah.
it looks like he's going to get all Jed and Skinners or Dartford or something. So he'll get
Yeah.
all the schools.
How?
So what do you recommend?
What is the score? What is the score,
He
Mo?
he got 391.
Dartford, I think the last year was 387. But again, I don't remember exactly, but I can send that data to you. But yeah, you might get Jude definitely. Dartford, 50-50 chances, but again, we need to check the data. I can find it out, send it to you, Mohan, and then you take it forward from there, mate.
Okay, thank you so much, Matt. That so you mean to say, I mean, like it's very tough to confirm that all three schools, at least one school, I will get in the Saturn.
If you are only targeting certain, until unless you know your kid better, right? How he
Yeah.
how he performed, you know better. But if the kid has already cleared all the three, so
Mhm.
there are always a fair chance that your kid, if he lose Wilson, he might get Wallington or Sutton. That's the trend we have seen.
Okay. So in case if I mean,
But you've
what?
got, can I just say something? You've got to remember that if for some reason your child didn't get any one of those schools, you're going to be allocated a comprehensive school, and it'll probably be the one that you don't want, because you'll get what everybody else does not want. So you're taking a huge risk putting 3 Sutton schools down when you're out of catchment. It's a big risk. Your kid's got to have a super score.
Yeah, that's my worry too, because with my county, they just give 3 options to update.
You can go for the late application route, Mohan. There is nobody can stop you, but you might be on the again waiting list. There was another parent which asked this question, I think. So that's the only way. Unfortunately, there is no other way. If you want to have the confirmed seat, then maybe go for 2 grammar and 1 comprehensive in your list.
Okay, I heard one more thing. Sorry to take you much time.
That's okay.
When if I go to the Kent Council, I will get 4 options. So
if you move, if you meant you move before 31st.
Before not 31st, December 8th.
Yeah, but if you have filled your CAF before 31st or by 31st, right?
So I could not be able to edit that 4th option. Is it something?
No, you can't edit CAF after 31st. That is the deadline.
Oh, even if
Even if you move to any council, doesn't matter.
Ah, okay.
Thank you, Mohan. Suman?
Yeah, my kid has cleared Bucks as well as Kent, but not in the selective ones. She has got 351 in the Kent and 121 in Bucks. Due to the issue of transport, I am not considering the Kent, okay, because my location is Central London, and the marks which she has got, Wilmington is girls is the one which she will be maximum eligible for, if I'm not wrong. Because I stay in someone, I have to work within the Central London location. So now I'm left out with, please do let me know if I'm wrong. Okay, because I'm the first time going through all these things. And now I'm left out with Bucks. And in Bucks, I have seen that in that discussion today, it was happening that someone was saying that they have to move by 31st of October and update the address to be considered in the first list. Is it so? Because the profile in the Bucks database, it says that you have to be moved by 1st of September and to be considered in the first list. If not, then it will come in the second list.
Correct. So it again depends, Suman, on the schools. So if I just talk about giving you an example of Dr. Chalmers, right? So Dr. Chalmers want you to be moved by a couple of months. I think if my kid is going next year in the school, so it want your kid to be, or you need to be present in the county, I think 15 to 18 months, something like that.
Okay.
So that is the very strict rule Dr. Chalmers follow. So different schools have got different admission policy. So whichever school you are targeting, you need to go through the admission policy for 2024.
I have targeted Chesham and Burnham. So I'm not sure. It is mentioned as 31st of October, but when I checked with the High Wycombe school as well, they mentioned it 31st of October, but they mentioned that whatever applies with the council. I'm really confused with that.
If it is written in the admission policy that 31st October is the final date which the school or the local authority will consider, then you are good. If you are moving after that, then you will straight away be considered as a late application.
Okay, in the second round.
Correct. No, not the second round. Might not be even the second round. It again depends. There are multiple factors which will be kicked in. So example is whoever basically did the on-time applications, first they will be cleared out. Then you will be taken from the waiting list, right? So if, for example, if one kid has got 351 and he has done his application on time, and your application, your kid has got 353 and you are the late.
Bucks is 121, no?
No, I was just giving the example.
Okay.
Sorry. Bucks is definitely 121, but I was just talking about the example.
I understood.
So,
sorry.
The 353, your daughter won't be picked up from the waiting list.
Got
the kid who has got 351 will be picked up because his application was on time. So might be when the second list comes up, you might be picked up because of the scoring, or might not be. It all depends. So it's always better to read the admission policy clearly. And if you have doubt, go to the council and talk to them. Okay. Thank you. Chetan.
Hi, Gaurav. This is Chetna. Could you please confirm if I'm audible?
Yeah. We can hear you, Chetna.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah. Gaurav, the situation is a bit tricky, so I need some suggestions. My son has qualified Slough schools. His score is 116, and we live in priority 2 area for Langley. Okay. So we are considering, as someone else was also asking, this time the paper style changed to GL and scores are considerably high. Students have scored really high. So last year's cutoff was 115 on the very first list, right, on National Offer Day, 1st March 2023, I think. So I'm not sure if we should rely on last year's cutoff. If I go by the scores, it seems the cutoff could go higher. We are okay with comprehensive schools too, but the irony is we are not in catchment of any good comprehensive school, right? So I'm unable to decide in what order should I be putting the schools. Langley still goes my number one priority because that is the closest, considering the commute, the kind of subjects, and the open day that we attended. My son really liked it. So from day one, he has been targeting the same school. So it still goes on my list number one. And the comprehensive schools, I would want to put 2 or 3, but the thing is that considering the last few years catchment, we are not in catchment. Sometimes, for one of the schools, we are 500 meters away. For one, it's like 1 mile away. Could you please provide any suggestions?
No, but if that is the case, Chetna, definitely the scores the cutoffs will be higher this time. The GL, right? And traditionally, SAM used to be a little bit lower compared to the GL pattern.
Yeah.
But again, because you are in P2, and your kid scored 116, right?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the cutoff of was around 114 last year for P2. It
Correct.
didn't go to P3 at all. Yeah.
Correct. I know that. Yeah. I think P3 Langley doesn't do P3 allocation at all, if I'm correct. But
I think it
even
has gone in 21 or 22, but that's, I think, just odd
it's
years.
been a couple of years now. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I think there is a chance, Chetna. But again, depends on how many kids opt. Sorry, Langley. But you can again feel Herschel said Barnett's is there. So these are the two other
Yeah.
good schools. So I think comprehensive. Yes, I'm not aware of any good comprehensive schools in Slough area, to be honest.
No, we
Uh,
are in Uxbridge. We are in Uxbridge. Still, we come in P2 of, of Slough schools.
yeah.
Again, it's okay if I would have been in, the irony is I'm not sure about even one school where I have got a guaranteed place. You get me? Even if it would have been comprehensive, that's okay. The
Yeah.
irony is I'm not sure.
Yeah, you are just on the border, to be honest.
And do
Chetna,
you
be very
think
Chetna, be very careful putting down a school, a comprehensive school, that you know
Mhm.
you're not going to get a place for, even if it's the one you want. It's like our local school here, the comprehensive school, is so
Mhm.
oversubscribed that kids in the catchment area don't get in.
I get your point, and I'm totally,
Yeah,
in
I
agreement.
know,
But
it's
the point is
horrible.
that the one which we are in catchment, honestly,
Mm.
I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, well, you're in a difficult situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely agree.
And do you think we should, the good thing is at least our council allows us to put 6 schools. Do you
Yeah.
think we should even put Upton? You get me? Because you never know the score. It's weird. I'm unable to decide. Would I be wasting one of the schools? One out of 6 by putting Upton. What do you think?
It is a tricky situation, Chetna, based on 116.
What was the pass mark for Slough this year?
111.
111, yeah.
It's always been 111. Yeah, it's just that by looking at the trends, looking at what students are, people are telling us, students have really scored high. Generally, I think it goes up to 135. This time it has gone in 140s too.
I think St. Bernard it always allocated the seats traditionally up to
Mhm.
111. I don't remember like any kid who got 111 and didn't get the seat.
But it's a faith-based school, right?
Correct. That's the Catholic.
Yeah.
That's the
It
catch.
still goes in
Correct.
our list, right? Because they go with other faiths too. But you know what?
They
You
do
were
have to take.
suggesting-
They have to take non-Catholic kids as well, though, don't they? They
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
just
they
take
Yeah.
Catholic
take it.
kids.
They
They
take
do.
it.
So we're going to put that in our list too. I know that. But the way you were saying, at least one school wherein you are sure, 100% guaranteed.
I think
I'm
I
just
think
not able.
I think Saint Bernard is good for based on this score. Chetna, I'm 90% sure that your kid will get it. But again, you
Again,
need to check.
90%, right? Sorry,
The
I
thing is
didn't mean to.
100.
I didn't mean to. Don't
But
take
put
me
that
wrong.
down put it down as your second choice, Chetna. Put your first
That's
choice
what we
first.
thought.
And then
Yeah,
second.
yeah. That Langley still goes first because you never know. I will still be added to its, waiting list
Correct.
because if last time it was 114 in the first listing, it might go in second or third. I really don't know.
Don't forget,
My
you could get the
issue
call.
is-
You could get the call in September or October when your child is already
Yeah.
at a different school. That
That's-
happens all the time around here.
Correct.
Yeah. So the point is that living in that uncertainty till 1st of March, I just wanted to get it off my head.
Yeah.
No, we can understand that, Chetna. Actually, that this happens. Even if at least you know the scores. Think
Yeah.
about the parents who don't know the scores, like
Don't know
what
the
are
score.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the parents who are targeting Wilson, Sant Olaf, Stephen, they don't know whether they will get it or not. They don't know the
So,
score before.
Reading
Another-
School, Gaurav,
Yeah,
Reading
that-
School this year. So sorry,
Yeah.
Chetna. Reading School this year, Gaurav, didn't tell parents that they
Yeah.
were not going to get scores. They told them they were going to get scores. And when the email came, no score,
Yeah.
nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They
that
just
reminds me
go-
another thing. I'm sorry to interrupt because I'm a bit, worried about the time. Others are also waiting. About Reading School, right? We did, put him for boarding place. What are the
Yeah.
chances? He qualified, but again, we do not know the score. We are not in
You don't know.
catchment. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very, very different for boarding. Most of the boarding kids are not in catchment. So if you can afford a boarding place, I wouldn't put it first. I wouldn't put it first. I'd put Langley first, Bernard's, Reading boarding.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And do you think
You
we
might
should
have a
even choose
chance.
Upton or not at all?
You should-
Because I might.
Do I think what, Chetna? What did you
Upton-
say? Sorry.
I meant,
she was
shall
asking
we even
about
consider
Upton.
putting Upton or should choose any other comprehensive school?
I don't know. Gaurav will answer. But you've got 6
Uh,
choices. Gaurav?
Yeah. I think you still have 6 choices. So go for Upton as well. But again, go for one local comprehensive, please.
I wanted to put 2 comprehensive schools, but I'm not in catchment of any of those. You get me? Even those 2 comprehensive schools.
Then
We are
you're
in
wasting.
catchment of one.
No, then you are wasting.
You're
Yeah.
wasting your choice, Chetna. Don't do
Then
it.
what to
Don't.
do? Because the one which we are in catchment, we anyways don't want it. You get me?
Then you're going. Do you know what the cruel answer is, Chetna? You pay to go private. That's
Yeah.
it. That's your only choice. If you don't
Correct.
want the comprehensive school, you've got to go private if you can. Now I know Reading School is cheap to board. You'll pay double for private school.
Correct.
You've got no choice, Chetna. That's the harshness of it, and I'm really sorry to deliver that to you, but that's it.
No,
You go
that's
private.
even. I am not shocked to hear that. I thought if there are any choices or suggestions, right? I'm okay to go to comprehensive, but not the one which I'm in catchment. That's the thing.
Then
yeah.
I think
it'll
then
be
independent.
private.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for private. No. Sorry, we need to take.
Yeah,
others
sure.
as
Thank
well.
you so much. Appreciate it. Please go
No
ahead.
problem. Suman. Suman. Yeah. We can't hear you, Suman, if you are talking. Okay. Let's jump to the next parent, RS. RS, can you hear us? Looks like RS is not there. Lalit, maybe. Oh no. Sorry. We have Krishna.
Hello, can
Hello,
you hear
Krishna.
me?
Yeah, we
Hello.
can hear you.
Hi. I actually I'm looking for some help and recommendation to compare Slough School and the Buck School, especially the girls one. So my daughter got qualifying score for Bucks as well as Slough. I couldn't find anywhere where I can compare it and put it in the CAF. I got some information from the websites, but as such, there is no clarity on whether Bucks are better or the Bucks. I'm especially looking at Wickham High, Aylesbury, and the Becky High schools, and then Slough, Court, and Herschel.
Yeah. So in this list, definitely Upton and Herschel are better compared to the Bucks ones. In Bucks, I think the top one is Dr. Chalmers, who is in top 100 list, to be honest. Otherwise, Upton and Herschel are much better academically. What other things you need? So when I say better, it's more based on the GCSE and A-level ranking versus plus the facilities they provide. Bucks schools are also very good, but again, not every school is like if you just consider the ranking. So this is the ranking.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have one more question. I was looking for the my daughter also wrote Gloucester, and she got a ranking of 186 for the PATE. So I was looking for the last year's PATE ranking, which were like qualified one, which got into PATE. So they got 150 seats. They sent
You're
out
talking about St. Pete, right?
no PATE. Gloucestershire.
Oh, all right. PTTS, right? Okay.
PATES.
Pates.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe Sheena is aware of. I'm not. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was actually looking for the chances for her to get in because they have 150 seats. She got 186, and then they send out letters to 250 kids. But yeah, just wanted an assessment on that really.
I can't answer that question. Sorry, I don't know any of the Pates. I know it's a very, very desirable school, but I don't know any of the statistics.
All right.
Neither do I, Krishna. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Can you DM me this message? Let me see if I can find out based on the old data which we hold. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, God.
Kalpana.
Hi. So I have a question because we live in Harrow and my daughter has passed Watford, obviously Buckinghamshire and Sutton. So not too sure, to be honest, to apply for the schools. My preference would be the first one, Beaconsfield High School. Obviously, Dr. Chana need 1 year address proof and all.
Yeah.
So what would you say, like, we're still in Harrow and Beaconsfield needs the catchment area from 1st of September?
Correct.
So what would you suggest in terms of applying?
So Kalpana, your kid he has already given the 11 plus, or you are?
Yeah, we just we passed all the 11 plus.
Right. So Bucks is definitely. I don't think it's a good option, to be honest. It's already passed. You already passed the deadline for most of the Bucks school. So other one is definitely Sutton. Sutton has got OOC seats as well. So that you can consider. What was the third one? Sorry, you mentioned. Kalpana, you there or we lost you?
He's on mute.
Let me unmute you. Sorry. Somebody muted
Watford.
Yeah, Watford is good. Yes. But again, in the list,
we are not coming under the catchment area for Watford.
That is. Oh yeah.
So we haven't got any grammar schools around our area apart from the normal state school, like comprehensive.
Or you can plan to move into Sutton. I think. How far is Sutton from your side? Like wherever you are living, is it far?
1 hour and a half.
Oh yeah, it's not feasible. It's not feasible at all unless you basically plan to move.
But is there any certain is there any deadline to move there? Like
31st for most of the certain schools.
So 1 week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is not possible. Okay.
8 days.
Okay.
And there are not properties available, to be honest, in Sutton. I'm talking to too many friends and families to find out the places for new parents. Nothing is available, to be honest.
But my in-laws live there, but it obviously
then go for it. go for it then. If your in-laws live there, Kalpana, you can just shift there.
No, but then my question is like, I'm happy to shift, but then is there any certain I know you said 31st of October is a deadline. So do we need to show them a proof in terms of like council tax and all that?
Yes.
Yeah,
even
you would.
Not the council tax. Even if you have got the tenancy agreement, that is more than enough.
Oh, is
yeah,
it?
but she'd be moving with her in-laws. I don't know how. So if you, Kalpana, I don't know, because you would be moving with your in-laws. So I don't know how the school would theoretically see that. So if it was my daughter's school, they would want to see you on the council tax, you paying bills.
Okay.
I don't know how Sutton regard that. It's worth making a few calls.
Okay.
So it's true for every council, Sheena. So they want address proofs, but again they don't want the council tax. If let's say you just moved, you can show the tenancy agreement, like Vivek was talking about. They are going to moving by 31st of October. So he just need to present that tenancy agreement, and that's enough.
So,
But she
so
would
when
be
you say-
moving in with her family, her in-laws.
Okay, so that's another question mark as well. So, like, say if we move, and then can my, I mean, obviously my daughter is in a local school, so she needs to go to a school where we move, right? I guess.
Correct. So you need to apply for the place for her.
Yeah. Okay.
They might ask you.
So how about, sorry to stop you there. How about Buckinghamshire one? Like, I know we passed the deadline, so like, is there any chance of getting in the second allocation?
Bucks is very strict about catchment.
Okay.
So two things. One is 121 score. Second thing is being in the catchment. So different schools have got different policies. You already know about Dr. Chalner's. You already talk about the other one. So I don't know. I don't know any kid who got it, like they were outside of the catchment and they put it in the CAF and they were not living there by 31st. Or by September or by July. So it's different school, different target date. No, sorry.
No problem. Thank you. Right.
Thank you. Let's go to, do we have anyone else? I think we have already covered everyone. Arisha, do you want to go ahead? If you are still there.
Hi there. Yeah, thanks for taking the question. So basically, we are in a situation. We passed the Chelmsford exam. We got the 114 marks. But unfortunately, the creative writing has not been marked because of the conditions on the English result.
Yeah.
We are outside catchment, living in East London. So what are the chances, like any chances going into the inside catchment and getting the seat?
You mentioned Chelmsford. Right,
Chelmsford,
Arisha?
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Arisha, sorry, Gaurav, that's a Future Stories exam, right? Chelmsford girls?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So my understanding, and it's only my understanding, because Reading School, my son's school, write that test. There's only 3 schools in the country so far using it. Reading, Chelmsford and Collerton. If they didn't mark your creative writing, that's because you didn't achieve the score, which means you haven't achieved the eligibility to even apply for that school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think moving anywhere will make any difference. It's a no. It's you didn't achieve the score. I think. I'm 99% sure I'm correct.
Okay. No, that makes sense. But they
I'm
actually
sorry.
provided. No. I completely understand. It's something I need to accept that as well. So there are 4 categories they possibly mentioned. So we got into the category number 4. Category number 1 and 2. They did not mention anything on the creative writing, so that's applicable only for the inside catchment. So even if the score is less and the creative writing is not marked, basically they haven't achieved the minimum score in English and maths. Even for them, it's quite possible to get in the admission for the Chelmsford.
Oh, okay, that's new to me.
Okay.
So Gaurav, I don't know if you know with Chelmsford.
So I know a bunch of kids going into CCHS, Arisha. So I can find out this information tomorrow. But again, it's a news to me as well that if your kid is not eligible for that, the eligible marks he or she doesn't achieve, then they still provide, because CCHS is very oversubscribed, heavily oversubscribed.
I know. Yeah.
So
I think
chances are bleak, but again, I can find out tomorrow.
Okay.
Because all these Future Story schools, they'd sit in the exam, but like your school has been given the score, yet Reading School are now not giving scores. So I don't know how they're working this out.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we're just looking, obviously, right? I mean, because we have to fill the form. They're looking whether to put the Chelmsford as a first, the other schools as a second, third, and the remaining. But yeah, I think good to know what's the story behind in terms of the categorization thing, etc. So shall I put the Chelmsford in our as a first preference or not? So that's
Are you
something in that.
planning to? Are you planning to move into Chelmsford then? What
If
is?
we are going to get in, yes, why not? But as like there are no chances in terms of, because they have the cutoff on the subject wise, and the creative writing is not marked. So that's still under confusion. I mean, I'm trying to get some help, and I was trying to get give a call to the Chelmsford High School head teacher as
Do you know
well,
what,
just to
Arisha? I still don't understand the question. Do you, Gaurav? I don't understand kind of what he's saying.
So what Sheena he's saying is there are 4 categories.
Yeah.
So based on the category 4, because his daughter hasn't scored enough, and the creative writing marking was not done. So if it is not done and based on category 4, can he still apply CCHS for as a priority 1, and can he get it or not? So
I don't think so.
Yeah, the question based
I
on the
don't think
question,
so.
Arisha, I think it is a no. But again, Vineet, do you know this? Yeah, Vineet lives in local, so he can answer this question. Vineet sir, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I mean, the thing is, like Sheena was saying, I mean, Chelmsford move on to the new marking scheme.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I mean, I do not have enough information. I'm the first time I'm hearing about these categories, especially on the CCHS side. So I wouldn't be able to comment either way. I mean, usually, like what Sheena said is absolutely correct. If you do not achieve the minimum passing criteria, and if they are not marked second paper, that means there's no chance of getting in.
It's a no, I'm afraid. Yeah.
No, I understand for the outside catchment, but it's not applicable to the inside catchment. So that's where the dilemma is,
But are you out? Are you out of catchment or inside
Exactly.
catchment?
We are outside catchment at the moment. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But you are planning to move by 31st. That's what you are saying.
Yeah, we are planning to move, but obviously I need to be very firm in terms of whether my understanding is correct.
Call the school.
The best thing to do would be call the school, but I would be very surprised if it's like that. The inside catchment criteria on marking is separate from the outside catchment area. The age might be different, but the marking criteria would be exactly the same. Otherwise, they would be opening themselves for cases.
I've never ever heard of any grammar school that has a different marking scheme for inside and outside. They're all marked the same, and it's done on scores.
Right.
I could be wrong.
No,
but
that's correct, Sheena. That's the standard way. Every school.
Okay.
But call the school, Arisha. Call the school.
Sure. We'll do that. Okay. Thanks.
All the best.
Thank you.
Nav?
Hi, sorry to come again back. From your answer, what I get it is like the person who got selected in the 3 Sutton School, Wilson, Wellington, and Sutton Grammar School. If they are under 400, it is possible to get at least 1, because we have option of only 3. So based on this answer, we may get into Kent inside, so that he will get at least a good school of grammar inside the Kent as a JED, as you said.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah,
No, my question is like, we have only 3 options. If we only depend on these 3 Sutton schools, so he must be in the higher end. Suppose if he is in 200, so the person who is in 200 will be applicable for all the 3, isn't it? So they will get
no.
selection from the 3 schools.
No. That's not the case. Sorry. So the list which you have got, let's say for Wilson, there are 700 plus kids.
Yes.
There are another 700 plus kids for Wellington, and another 700, let's say, plus for your Sutton Grammar. But out of these 700, how many are common? This only council knows or school knows. We don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have a roster.
If somebody is is, let's say, cleared Wilson, he is automatically in the list for Wellington and Sutton.
Yes,
That's how
yes.
it works.
Yeah. So my son cleared all the three. So he will be fall under that 700, inside 700.
Yes, but out of the 700, what is the place of your kid?
If
That we don't know.
my kid place is 400, in that case he will not get in the March 1st. You mean to say if everybody is applied for these three?
Yes, he might miss Wilson, he might miss Wellington or Sutton, but he might get the third. Correct.
He might get the third.
Yes. If you put all the three and you are in the top 400 list, right? So
Yeah.
he might get the third one, because let's say the first two are oversubscribed by the parents, let's say.
Yeah. Yes.
Just
yes.
for example. Okay.
Yeah. So what is the late application? Something you mentioned about the late application.
So
In
late
case if I
application,
suppose my son is in 600 and if everything goes beyond like 1st March, everything is in waiting list. So in that case, what I'll do, like a late application, you mentioned something.
so late applications are kind of like another secondary schools applications, which you normally fill if you are not able to fill your application by 31st of October. But the moment you fill the late application, that will be kind of considered as a waiting. So everyone on time application will be first filtered and allocated. Once it will be the next in the pipeline.
Okay. So my understanding from this is, as I don't know the raw mark in the list of 700, it's better to go for inside the Kent and at least get one in your hand before first mark.
Yes. If, as a parent, if you can move, do like this. I think it will be better.
Yeah, because he has put a lot of effort. Yes, I believe.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much
Love.
for clearing
No
this.
problem.
And
Ariba, sorry.
Yeah.
Ariba, yeah, thank you. Ariba, I can't unmute you. I'm asking. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that my daughter passed the Chelmsford County High School exam, and she's in the category 1. So we are just planning to move in a day or two. We have sorted a place over there. So I just wanted to know, like, if I move over there, like, what about the chances of putting like other Essex schools like Westcliff or Southend? Do they come under the catchment if I move to, say, CM3 area in Chelmsford?
So everybody who lives in Chelmsford, I think Vineet can take this question, but Southend is in the catchment. Westcliff is also in the catchment, because this is all Essex, and there are kids going from Chelmsford to Southend and Westcliff. Even from Redbridge, a couple of kids goes to Westcliff as well. So I know them.
Because for Chelmsford girls there was a separate exam, and for the for the Essex exam, like the CSSE was a separate one, and it's like my daughter has passed both the examinations. So that's what I just wanted to say. Like, if I come in this catchment area, so she is eligible for both of them, correct?
Correct.
And also one more question, like, what about the present primary schools, like, because I'll be taking my name out of Redbridge and I'll be putting them in the Essex Council. So what about the present school, like, about for both my daughters in the primary? So will they continue till they find a place in, say, Chelmsford, or should I take the name off before the 31st? How it should be?
So you can continue here, but you need to apply for the places for your daughter in Chelmsford as well, locally.
Okay. So that's no problem. Like, if they continue their school in Redbridge till they find a school in Chelmsford, right?
Yeah. It should be okay, because there were scenarios in the past where when people moved to Chelmsford, but the kids continued their schools in Redbridge.
So for how long can this happen, like the primary schools?
I know a few kids who went like this for 4 months, 6 months, because they didn't get any school in Chelmsford, and the county said either go for homeschooling or
Okay.
the place which they were giving to the kid was quite far from the local residents of that family. So they continued here in Redbridge, and that's how it went. But again,
Okay.
I don't know. The rule might have changed this year. I have no idea. So this is what I'm talking about based on last year and the last to last year.
Okay, and also like providing just like the tenancy agreement and registering into the council is good enough, like proof
that's
to show that
that's
I'm
enough.
moving into the
Yes,
catchment.
that's
Okay,
good.
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for all the information.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amit Siphon. We have next one.
Yeah.
Hey, Amit.
Hi, Gaurav, and hi, Sheena. Hi. This question is regarding HBS. Okay, my daughter basically stood for second stage Henita Barnett exam, and we receive an email from Henita Barnett. Okay, to put if we want the school, okay, to be allocated, we have to put the Henita Barnett as a choice one or preference one, right?
Yes.
But the question is, so, but then I believe this question, this mail must have been sent to all the people who has taken a second stage exam, or is it what sent to only those people who cleared the stage 2 exam? Because the school has not specified anything like this about the result for the second stage, and we are now confused in terms of what to do, because if we put Henita Barnett as one, then what happens to this other schools? And the second is, if we are putting the Henrietta Barnett as one choice number one, so in that case, will my daughter basically have a preference over the other people who maybe in the overall scheme of things would have scored higher marks, but then they would have put the Henrietta Barnett as a preference number two?